Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm diving into what might be the most cringeworthy celebrity vanity project I've witnessed in years. The second season of Meghan Markle's Netflix show, With Love, Meghan, that's generating backlash so severe it can be heard across the Atlantic. What was supposed to be Meghan's triumphant comeback as a lifestyle guru has instead become a masterclass in tone-deaf celebrity self-indulgence that's being absolutely savaged by critics and viewers alike. This isn't just bad TV, this is a reputation-destroying disaster that reveals everything we've suspected about the Duchess of Sussex. Now, I know you guys are excited for more, but before we delve into further discussion, if you haven't subscribed, come on guys, what are you waiting for? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, sap. So now let me break this down for you, because what's happening with this show is absolutely fascinating in the worst possible way. Netflix has officially announced the release date for Season 2 of With Love, Meghan. Mark your calendars for August 26th, though based on the early reactions, you might want to spend that day doing literally anything else. While Meghan's PR team is desperately trying to spin this as another empowering, relatable masterpiece, audiences are calling it what it truly is. An overproduced vanity project dripping with elite self-promotion, surrounded by a carefully curated guest list of celebrity acquaintances who seem more like props than actual friends. The show's entire premise hinges on Meghan being approachable, down-to-earth, and just another mom juggling life, but it's impossible to ignore the designer outfits, the meticulously staged luxury kitchens, and the $800 wine glasses casually placed on the counter. The disconnect between her "I'm just like you" narrative and her ultra-privileged reality is so jarring that even casual viewers are feeling manipulated. This isn't authenticity. It's a fantasy being sold under the guise of relatability. What makes this particularly fascinating is Meghan's choice of guests, which isn't random at all but a deliberate PR strategy that's backfiring spectacularly. She's assembled Chrissy Teigen, Christina Tosi, Claus Smith, David Chang, Jay Shetty, and Tan France. A lineup that screams, "I have famous friends," rather than genuine connection. Each guest feels like a calculated addition to burnish different aspects of Meghan's carefully constructed image. Take Chrissy Teigen, for example, a woman known for online feuds and past cyberbullying scandals who hardly screams wholesome role model. Their segment, meant to be lighthearted girl talk, has become the most criticized moment of the entire season. Watching these two laughing over expensive champagne and designer outfits has struck viewers as wildly disconnected from the realities most people face. For critics, it confirmed Meghan's habit of surrounding herself with controversial figures simply to boost her own visibility. Then there's Jay Shetty, known for deep, heartfelt interviews that get to the core of his guests' authentic selves. But his episode with Meghan felt like a staged TED Talk, where she inserted long, self-referential anecdotes, subtly steering every point back to her own resilience. Online commentators noted that Jay barely got a word in. The focus was squarely on Meghan's emotional narrative, not mutual dialogue. What should have been an insightful conversation became yet another platform for Meghan to position herself as misunderstood and persecuted. The Tan France episode takes the cake for sheer tone deafness. What was supposed to be about personal style as self-expression instead became an extended advertisement for Meghan's curated wardrobe. Dozens of luxury items were shown with an estimated total value in the tens of thousands, while Meghan kept dropping "oh, this old thing" lines that read as false modesty to many viewers. Social media quickly dubbed it the rich girl hour and slammed the disconnect from her claimed relatable brand. Even Christina Tosi, beloved for making baking fun and accessible, couldn't escape the Meghan effect. Their segment took a bizarre turn when Meghan compared baking a cake to building a new legacy, positioning herself once again as a misunderstood pioneer. Viewers saw it as an awkward, forced metaphor, another attempt to link everyday activities to her self-image as a visionary disruptor. Clips went viral with captions like, "It's cake, Meghan. Just cake." The finale's closing montage sums up everything wrong with this show. A self-celebration reel featuring dramatic slow-motion shots of Meghan smiling, laughing, and hugging guests, all set to an inspirational monologue about living with love. Instead of feeling uplifting, it felt like a campaign ad for brand Meghan. Critics are calling it a 10-hour Instagram story disguised as a TV show. And they're not wrong. What's particularly fascinating about this train wreck is the timing of its release. August 26th falls in what's widely considered the entertainment doldrums, that last week before Labor Day, when many Americans are taking their final vacations of the summer. It's a bizarre choice for a show that's supposedly a major part of Netflix's lineup, suggesting the streaming giant might be trying to bury it during a low viewership period. Industry insiders are reading this as a sign that Netflix is far less invested in Harry and Meghan than their PR team would have us believe. This fits with growing rumors that Netflix is preparing for the possibility of a Sussex divorce, with Harry and Meghan increasingly going their separate ways professionally. Harry is nowhere to be seen in the promotional materials for this show, and their joint projects seem to be dwindling. As one insider put it, "I think in many ways Harry and Meghan are just there until they get divorced," suggesting Netflix is already positioning itself for the inevitable split. The backlash to Season 2 isn't just bad PR, it's strategic damage to Meghan's entire brand. Every scene, every guest choice, every relatable moment that landed wrong is now fuel for critics and meme pages alike. If Meghan thought this was the platform to cement her status as a lifestyle icon, she may have just done the opposite, giving her detractors a perfectly packaged season of content to dismantle, one clip at a time. The reviews are absolutely brutal. Across the board, critics are calling With Love Meghan Season 2 style over substance, a tone-deaf masterclass in vanity TV, and the most expensive self-promo reel in streaming history. One UK reviewer didn't mince words. It's not storytelling, it's brand maintenance dressed up as empowerment. A US entertainment blogger rated it 2 out of 10, saying the show's biggest flaw is that Meghan is trying to sell relatability while drowning in luxury settings that most viewers will never touch in their lifetime. And it's not just the professional critics. Audience scores are tanking. Viewer ratings on multiple platforms have plummeted, with comment sections flooded by remarks like, "Every conversation feels rehearsed," and "It's not real life, it's a commercial for Meghan." Even the laughter sounds like it's been approved by a PR consultant. The irony is palpable. Season 2 was clearly built to repair Meghan's public image, but instead it has reinforced the very criticism she's been running from, that she's calculated, self-absorbed, and incapable of blending authenticity with her obsession for control. Perhaps the most devastating blow is that reviewers have started comparing her to reality TV figures she once looked down on. The subtext is clear. Meghan may have wanted to position herself as the next Oprah, but Season 2 has people calling her the next Kardashian without the self-awareness. For someone who left royal life partly to escape what she saw as constraining roles and expectations, being pigeonholed as a failed reality TV personality must be particularly humiliating. What makes this situation particularly fascinating is what it reveals about the broader Hollywood machine. While Meghan's PR team continues to push the narrative that Netflix is so in love with the Sussexes and their projects, industry insiders tell a very different story. As one source bluntly put it, this is Hollywood happy talk. And it's good to remind everybody that Hollywood people lie quite a lot, especially PR teams. That's their whole job, to massage the truth. The failure of With Love Meghan Season 2 represents a dangerous turning point for the Duchess. Without the shield of royal status or the novelty factor that initially made her interesting to American audiences, she's now being judged solely on the merits of her work. And that judgment is harsh. The carefully constructed image she spent years building is crumbling under the weight of its own contradictions, revealing the gap between the authentic person she claims to be and the highly controlled brand she actually is. For Netflix, this raises serious questions about the future of their Sussex deal. While the streaming giant never reveals exact viewership numbers, industry analysts suggest that Meghan and Harry's projects haven't delivered the expected return on investment. Their documentary series performed well initially, but quickly faded from the cultural conversation. Harry's Heart of Invictus received positive reviews, but failed to generate significant viewership. Now, With Love Meghan being savaged by critics, the sustainability of their partnership is increasingly in doubt. The August 26th release date also suggests Netflix might be cutting their losses, dumping the show during a low viewership period when it's least likely to attract attention or scrutiny. This is a classic Hollywood move for content that executives have lost faith in but are contractually obligated to release. For Meghan, whose entire post-royal identity has been built around being a creative force and cultural influencer, this kind of strategic burial is perhaps the most humiliating outcome possible. What's particularly ironic about this situation is that Meghan left royal life partly to escape what she saw as the constraints of an outdated institution that wouldn't let her be her authentic self. Yet in Hollywood, she's created an even more rigid, carefully controlled persona, one that's increasingly being rejected by the very audiences she hoped to win over. The freedom she sought has become a different kind of cage, one built of PR strategies, image management, and the relentless pressure to appear both aspirational and relatable simultaneously. For Prince Harry, the failure of his wife's show represents yet another blow to their joint brand. Increasingly sidelined in their Netflix projects, he seems to be pursuing his own path through causes like the Invictus Games and mental health advocacy. But as Meghan's star fades, his own public standing inevitably suffers by association. The golden couple who once seemed poised to revolutionize celebrity philanthropy are increasingly being viewed as out-of-touch elites, desperately clinging to relevance. The problem at the heart of With Love Meghan, and perhaps at the heart of Meghan's entire post-royal strategy, is the fundamental contradiction between authenticity and control. True authenticity requires vulnerability, spontaneity, and a willingness to be imperfect. But Meghan's approach has been characterized by meticulous image management, carefully staged casual moments, and an almost pathological avoidance of uncontrolled interactions. This contradiction becomes painfully obvious on camera. Every laugh, every spontaneous kitchen moment, every casual glance into the camera feels choreographed. It's PR in slow motion, a performance so obviously manufactured that it undermines her own message of authenticity and empowerment. As one critic put it, even her attempts to appear relaxed seem tense with calculation. The backlash to With Love Meghan isn't just a temporary PR crisis. It's a fundamental rejection of the brand Meghan has been trying to build since leaving royal life. The lifestyle guru, the wellness advocate, the relatable mom, the inspirational speaker, all of these carefully constructed personas are crumbling under scrutiny. What's left is a celebrity increasingly viewed as inauthentic, privileged, and out of touch with the very audience she's trying to reach. So what happens next? Industry insiders suggest Season 2 of With Love Meghan could be the final nail in the coffin of the Sussexes' Netflix deal. While contracts and obligations will likely keep their partnership alive on paper, the streaming giant may increasingly shift its focus and resources elsewhere. For Meghan, this means a painful reckoning with the limits of her star power and appeal outside the royal framework. The most telling indicator of how bad things have gotten might be this. The very people Meghan hoped to win over, progressive, celebrity-friendly American audiences, are now among her harshest critics. When even entertainment bloggers who should be natural allies are calling your show tone-deaf and self-absorbed, you've lost the narrative in a fundamental way. So where do you stand on With Love Meghan Season 2? Is it genuine storytelling from a misunderstood public figure, or the most expensive vanity project in streaming history? Is Meghan authentically sharing her world, or is this just another carefully staged PR move? Are Chrissy Teigen, Tan France, Jay Shetty, and the rest there to inspire, or to sprinkle borrowed credibility over Meghan's brand? Drop your verdict in the comments. Tash Real Meghan if you think the show reflects who she really is, or PR Machine if you think this is just high-gloss damage control disguised as lifestyle TV. And let me know which moment from Season 2 stood out most to you, good or bad, because in our next episode, we're pulling receipts, side-by-side comparisons of what Meghan claims on the show versus what's been reported in the press. And let me tell you, the contradictions will make your jaw drop. Hit that like button if you haven't already, subscribe and turn notifications on because next time we're not just talking about With Love Meghan, we're dissecting it. And once you see the side-by-side truth, you might never watch Meghan Markle the same way again. This is your friendly neighborhood critic signing off. Until next time, ta-ta, and bye for now.